everyone, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. And today, as you guys can tell from the title, I am here to tell you guys about my top 10 favorite Knuckle Puck songs. I haven't done a top 10 video like this in a long time. I actually looked and I feel like I haven't even done that many on my channel. And the ones that I have done definitely need to be updated. Like I was watching my top 10 1975 song video from I think 2017 and I was like, ooh girl, those choices. Like, obviously they've come out with so much new music since then, and so I could definitely do an updated one for them, but I also obviously want to do videos on bands that I haven't done. And can't believe I haven't done Knuckle Puck. I'm kind of glad I've waited this long because I'm such a big fan and I've been a fan for so long. So if you didn't know, Knuckle Puck is my favorite band, but honestly, if you've been following this channel for years, I don't know how you wouldn't know that. But yeah, love them. I think they've been like my favorite band for at least, I would say, 4 to 5 years. The switch probably happened sometime like 2018, maybe 2019. I don't know officially when. Like when I was officially kind of calling them my favorite band and they took Panic's place. I don't really know when that switch happened, but I discovered them in actually 2016. And I've really just loved them ever since. And yeah, I don't really know when the switch happened, but they've been my favorite band for at least 5 years, I want to say. Maybe it's like more like 6, I don't know. And obviously they have a pretty big discography at this point. They've been a band since I think 2014, 2013, I want to say. Maybe a little bit older, but I think, what did their first EP come out? I think like 2013, maybe 2012. But yeah, I think they have an amazing discography. I love basically everything they've ever released, minus the Shifted EP, but that like does not even count because that's just like, you know, weird remix versions of their other songs. So really, if you cancel that out, I really love every single EP and album they've come out with. And yeah, I'm just such a big fan of them. So I'm gonna tell you guys my top 10 favorite songs by them. I want you to know this was so hard for me. Like, top 20 I could do, top 10, oh my gosh, this was really tough. So like, please know that there are probably so many like, you know, honorable mentions I could add that I didn't put in this list, but I could do like a top 20 video or like another top 10. But I really tried to range it down to my real top 10 and just know that it was really hard. So I'm gonna go through them, I think from 10 to 1, and I'm gonna leave my favorite till the end. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So coming in at number 10, we have Transparency. The opening to this song with the riffs and just the drums, I love it. It actually opens my favorite EP by them called While I Stay Secluded. I think it opens the EP so well. The beat in the song is just so much fun, and I actually used to run a little bit in high school. Not like I run now, but I just used to do it every now and then. And there used to be this feature on Spotify. I don't think this exists anymore, but back in the day there was this Spotify feature where you could like start running and it would match like the beat of songs to your like running pace, which was so cool. Can they bring that back? Because I'd use that now. And for some reason, whatever my pace was then, which was probably super slow, it kept like playing this song. And so I just really associate it sort of with running because the beat is just perfect for running, and I've loved the song and the beat of it ever since. I really love, like, oh, there's so many great lyrics in this song. Like, where's the sustenance in being ostentatious? I like that line. I also like from the chorus, all I want is for everyone to be aware of their own transparency. I don't know, I really, really love the lyrics behind this song. Also, the breakdown at the end of the song where they're just screaming, nothing's sacred. Like, that's just the best. And I really miss hearing this live. I was trying to go back to see if I've ever heard it live. And honestly, I think if I ever have, it was just that first show that I ever saw them, which was AP Tour, March 2016, Albany. Of course, on Setlist FM, nobody ever wrote down that setlist, so I don't know for sure. But I feel like I have a small memory of hearing this song live. And if I heard it, it had to have been at that show, which was, you know, where I kind of discovered them and stuff. But yeah, really, really good song. My 9th favorite song is Calendar Days. And such an underrated song. They put this out in 2017, you know, with Indecisive, and then they just like never spoke of it again. Like, they don't play it live. They just really, I feel like, do not talk about this song. And I don't know why, because I love it. It just still, I think, very underrated. It has such a raw feel to it. Like, it really feels like it should have come out at like the beginning of their discography. It feels like it could have been on like one of their first EPs. And I think that's why I really love it. I really like the way the verses build into the chorus. So it starts out slow, and the guitars and the drums in the chorus are just so heavy. and I love it. I also love the line, "We let the summer slip away from calendar days." Like, it's just, it's beautiful. Love this song, underrated. My 8th favorite Knuckle Puck song is "Want Me Around." I really love how catchy this song is, and the beat like just makes me want to like both dance and headbang. It's a bop. It feels like a classic Knuckle Puck song, and I feel like it really felt like it when it came out. Like, it was giving me sort of copacetic vibes. Like, I don't know, I just remember when this came out on Shapeshifter, I believe it's a single, I think, and I was just like, this is gonna be a fave. Like, it's catchy, it's fun, and it felt kind of classic, and I think it's still a pretty popular one that they still play live. I remember back in the Warped Tour days, they were actually opening with it for a little bit. They were kind of like going between opening with this and Gone for a while, I remember, and I think opening with it is fun. I know back in the day, if you guys ever listened to Warpcast, my old podcast, I think I actually was criticizing them opening with it just because it starts out with a really heavy beat and they say like, you know, "Want me around," and then it goes into the verses, and the verses suddenly get pretty slow, and so then I feel like opening with it, it's like you have this big opening and then like very quickly into the song there's a bit of a lull. So I don't know, but I think it is cool that they're still playing it live regardless. It mentions a lot about Chicago, which is one reason I like it. They say, "When the lake is freezing cold and the city's underground." That's beautiful. And I also really like how the verses go back and forth from Joe and Nick's voice. I mean, you see that they do that in a lot of Knuckle Puck songs, but specifically, like, I really noticed it. It's very, not harsh here, but like it's very prominent, you know, in this song, and I really like their voices back and forth. My 7th favorite song is "Bedford Falls," and this has just always been one of my faves. Like, just from when I was getting into Knuckle Puck, I remember just like loving this song because they used to play it live back in the day. I feel like I haven't heard it live in a while, but like they used to play it live a lot, and it's from their EP While I Stay Secluded, like I said, my favorite EP by them, and really, you know, one of the reasons I love it, obviously the title is, it's a reference to the movie It's a Wonderful Life, which, if you didn't know, is my favorite movie of all time, and obviously having the song called Bedford Falls, there are so many It's a Wonderful Life references in the lyrics, and it's beautiful. Like, they talk about, you know, breaking through the ice is obviously like when the brother breaks through the ice. I mean, there's so many little things, and I think that's, I believe Kevin from the band, like that's his favorite movie or something, but they all like it from what I've spoken to them about it, you know, that's what they say, that they just really love the movie, and so they actually mention it in a few other songs of theirs too, and they've done posters that have, you know, had like symbolized it. So I mean, another reason I love this band. But yeah, the song, I just really like all the references to that movie. And yeah, like I said before, it's a Knuckle Puck classic in my opinion. I think if you ask a lot of people like what are Knuckle Puck classics or what are their favorite songs, I think a lot of people would put this on the list. I feel like got them definitely some traction from this EP. Like, I feel like when I look at this EP, this and But Why Would You Care are like the two bigger songs from the EP that got them a lot of hype. I really like Joe's yelling in the chorus, and also once again how Joe and Nick go back and forth. And I also like how Nick says "While I Stay Secluded," like he says the name of the EP in the song, so you know, I like that. Coming in at number 6, we have Wait. This still feels like a little bit of an underrated song off Shapeshifter, and I don't know if that's true, but I just feel like people still don't talk about it enough. But it's a great song. I love how it starts off all slow and almost acoustic, but then it has this awesome beat drop in the chorus. I just really love the way this song builds. And so many of my favorite lyrics are in the song. One of them being, "I took the red line out to see you one evening in the fall." You know, we love a little Chicago reference there. And I also like the lyric, "You always did feel just like home, but you were always so unreachable." So it's just a beautiful, beautiful track. I remember hearing this from Shapeshifter and being like, dang, like this is a memorable tune. It's a little bit like an anthem to me, kind of. The way it builds, I think, is really fun. It doesn't have like that like very typical pop punk song structure that maybe the rest of the album does. And so I think it just always stood out to me. And yeah, I think it had to make the favorites list. For number 5, we have Untitled. I mean, this is the Knuckle Puck classic. I suppose it's this or no good, but you know, this is like the song everybody cries to by them. This is definitely one of their biggest songs. And I have to say, like, this song, I almost debated not putting it on the list, but I was really trying to also think about just like what songs of theirs make me emotional. And this song is on the list because every time they play it live, I get emotional, especially live. I mean, I could like listen to the song and be okay, you know, depending on the mood I'm in. But every time they play it live, and they still do, of course, for the most part, I get emotional because like, I just think of how far they've come, and that makes me think how far I've come because of how long I've been listening to them. And so it just all hits at once, especially live when everyone is yelling, you know, everything is copacetic. Like, it just reminds me, it makes me feel very nostalgic. Like, it takes me back to when I first found them and that album and just completely fell in love with copacetic. I was constantly like referencing the album. I was constantly trying to use copacetic in every single sentence. I was just like constantly saying everything is copacetic to people. Like, that album was like a really pivotal point of like, I don't know, my like a 16, 17-year-old self. So it just takes me back, and it takes me back to like my roots, and honestly their roots, because that album like got them so many new fans. And I think it's just so great that they still play this live, because everyone's screaming it live too. If you've never seen the song live, like, it's an experience. And so yeah, it had to make this list. My fourth favorite song by theirs is Everyone Lies to Me. This is off of Shapeshifter, and it's their hardest song. And no, I'm not making that declaration. They literally say it live. Like, they will be like, and coming up next we have a song. This is definitely our hardest song, so I want to see you all, I don't know, mosh or whatever. And I'm always like, it's their hardest song. It's gonna be Everyone Lies to Me. And it is. And of course, with it being their hardest song, it's like, no wonder I love this song, because like, I love hardcore, and obviously this isn't a hardcore song, but I like harder music. And so it's kind of funny that for them, like, this is their hardest song. But I love how fast it is. It like triggers my fight or flight. Like, this song plays live. I remember last time we saw them, they played this, and I was like, bitch, I wanna go in the pit so bad. Like, it just makes me like angry. And it is an angry song. I mean, they're talking about how like they've grown up with people lying to them about, I think, like society and money. I mean, there's a lyric that's like, what is it? It's about like, our dreams are crushed every first of the month when we have to pay the mortgage, something like that, you know. Like, it's a very angry song, and it's amazing live, and the beat is just so heavy, and I love how fast it is. It is just so much fun. It's like, I think one of their most unique songs, because they really don't have anything else like it in terms of like the heaviness and the speed, and it just stuck out to me a ton when I first listened to Shapeshifter, and I was like, damn, this is definitely gonna be on my top 5. Like, I knew it was gonna be up there. And I also really like the subtle It's a Wonderful Life reference, where they say, Harry Bailey is a monster. Like, I'm like, ooh, you know. So yeah, literally one of my favorite songs by them. Amazing. All right, coming down to top 3, my third favorite Knuckle Puck song is Pretense. And this may be a shock to a few of you, because if you've been watching me for a while, this was actually my favorite song by Knuckle Puck for, I would say, like the first few years of getting into them. Pretense was my #1 for a while. I even think, I don't know, I remember like working at Journeys too when they had this song, and I was freaking out because it was Pretense. But I think maybe even at that point though, it wasn't my favorite song anymore. But it's obviously still my, you know, #3 spot, and it was my favorite for a long time. It was my favorite off of Copacetic for a while. Not anymore, you'll see what took its place. But I just remember like trying to learn Nick's spoken word part in the second verse with Vama back in the day, and like us being so proud when we learned it. And I remember, I think the first time we met them at a show, we like told them about it. We were like, it took us so long to memorize your part. Like, so silly looking back on it. But he was like, oh yeah, you guys memorized it, that's cool. But like, I love that part of the song. I mean, everyone also like knows this song when they play it because of the da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like, I love the harmonics in it, and it is just, it's so like upbeat, and it just gets everybody so hype. It's so fun live. I think it's like maybe one of the fan faves off Copacetic, I feel like, because they do, I think, still play it live, and it's just fantastic. So I love this song. I think it's a lot of people's, maybe not a lot of people's faves, or actually maybe it is. Maybe I think it's at least in a lot of people's top 3. Okay, coming down to the wire, my second favorite Knuckle Puck song is Stuck. And I don't know if this comes to a surprise to some of you guys, but so this song has been in my top 5 for a while. Like, I knew it's been up there, but But because this was my first time sitting down and ranking them in a while, I was like, where's it gonna go exactly? And I think it works between Pretense and my top. This is actually the first song that Knuckle Puck ever recorded, and I remember meeting Kevin at a show years ago and asking, like, well, I learned that fact, and I was like, is there any chance you guys are ever gonna play this song live? And he was like, I'll never say never, but because it's our first song, you know, we'd have to really practice it. We haven't like practiced it live in a long time, you know, and I was like, one day. And as some of you guys might know, this is a sad topic for me. It's still a bit heartbreaking. But they played a holiday show here in December of 2021. It was supposed to be December of 2021, and I was so excited because they were gonna play all these old songs, and I was like, shit, the only time they'll ever gonna play Stuck live, potentially, is gonna be at a holiday show. And I was supposed to go, I was so excited, and then somebody on their crew ended up getting COVID, and they had to postpone it to beginning of January. When I wasn't here. I was in New York. It is so sad. I've talked about this before. And of course, they played the damn song. And I had a bunch of people, this is actually so honestly embarrassing, but I had a bunch of people that I know who were at the show send me videos of Stuck. And I'm not kidding, it's been, what, how many? I mean, it's been like a year and more later. I still haven't been able to watch the videos. I was so sad I couldn't be there, and so when I think I initially got the videos, I was like, I don't want to watch it right now. Like, I'm too sad. And I realized, like, I still haven't watched the videos. And I want to, but I also am like, I really wish I was there. So, I don't know, man. I really want to hear this song live one day. I'm so bummed that, like, the one time they played it, I couldn't end up going. Like, usually I'm never here for holiday shows, so usually this doesn't bug me as much as it did, but, like, the fact that I was supposed to go and I had a ticket, and then I had to end up selling it and all this stuff, was just very, very sad. But, more into the reasons why I love the song is it has such like a raw energy, and obviously it's super raw because it was literally the first song they ever wrote, and it's from their first EP, Don't Come Home. But I just love Joe's voice. My favorite part of the song, or my favorite lyric, is when he says, and it feels like it's always winter here, and maybe spring will come sometime next year. Like, that part, ooh, just gets me going. And yeah, it's just a fantastic song. Just something about the rhythm of it, and the lyrics are about like kind of just wanting to break free and get out of here. And I don't know, it's so angsty and like so, you know, like sounds like it would be from their early discography, you know? And obviously they've matured a lot and grown a lot since then, but it still holds a very special place in my heart. I feel like I did discover it a little bit late. Like, it has been in my top songs probably since, I feel like sometime in college. Like, I really got into the song, I feel like, after I moved here, weirdly enough. Maybe like, you know, 2018, 2019 is when I was like, shiz, Stuck is a really good song. Because like, I feel like I still hadn't really been listening to their old stuff for a while. Or just I wasn't super familiar with it. And a lot of people I know still haven't listened to their first EP, which y'all gotta get on that. At least listen to Stuck, because it is such a good song. So it had to make my number 2. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Honestly, this should not come as a shock to a lot of you if you like know me or, you know, watch this channel for a while. But for those who aren't aware, my number 1 favorite Knuckle Puck song is Evergreen. So like I mentioned, my number 1 song was Pretense for a while. For like the first like 2-3 years when I was really getting into Knuckle Puck, it was Pretense. And then I want to say, actually I know for a fact that basically in 2018, it changed to Evergreen. And this song is from Copacetic. It's a beautiful track. I love the message and the meaning behind this song. It means so much to me. It's about so much. It's about like growth and acceptance and almost like being in a new place. They talk about a concrete ocean, which is like city vibes. I mean, I think I got really into this song like the year I graduated high school, because I was going to be moving to a big city and like kind of breaking free. And so it just was like a huge metaphor for me. And I love that the meaning has like continued to live on, I feel like, because it's about not only breaking free and moving to a new place and starting over, or like, you know, starting something new, but it's also about like making sure that you continue to grow in your life. You know, like I went through such a big change that year, and so it was a very comforting track. And And like I continue to want to like keep that message alive. I got a tattoo for this song. If you guys know, if you guys want to hear like even more in-depth thoughts from me on this song, please watch that video. I'll link it up here. My first and only tattoo that I have is of an evergreen tree. I'll put a picture here for you guys if you haven't watched that video. And it's something that I have been wanting to do since I was 18, and I finally did it summer of 2021. I went and got that tattoo, and that tattoo has like multiple meanings for me, but yeah, I mean the base of it, you know, was inspired by this song, and it's such a beautiful track. I actually showed that tattoo to Joe when I saw Rationale, which is like another little 3-piece side project that he has. Back in, I think it was October of 2021. And so, you know, that was like, oh, this is my first time seeing him again, now having the tattoo. And so after the show, I came up to him because he just recognized me at this point. And I was like, I got an evergreen tattoo, which like not a super original idea. Like other people I know have gotten variations of a little evergreen tree for the song. But I was really proud that when I showed it to him, he was like, oh wow. He's like, that's like one of the better ones that I've seen. Like that's he said like that's one of the best evergreen tattoos he's seen for the song. He said he saw some that didn't look very good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the concept was. You know, mine's like detailed enough, but not crazy detailed, obviously. And yeah, he really liked it, which meant a lot to me. Also, guys, I'm just editing right now, but I completely forgot to mention that one of the lyrics from the bridge, forever strong as a pine tree, always an evergreen. Yeah, that was also my senior quote in high school. So just another reason that I clearly love this song. But yeah, this song just means so much to me. And aside from the meaning, by the way, it is just also a bop. I mean, the instrumentation in this song is so good. Like, I think that, meaning aside, like, it is just one of the strongest songs from Copacetic. It's very much like an anthem, and you guys know I love songs like that. And the way it just builds and changes and uses an amazing amount of harmonics. Like, there are so many key moments in this song with the harmonics that I love, and just the build of the bridge. The bridge, by the way, is the song at the end of my videos. Like, my outro sort of song is the bridge from Evergreen, if y'all didn't know. And I actually used to start my videos with the intro of Evergreen, my intro song, but then it kept getting copyrighted, so I had to change it a while ago. But yeah, this song is just so special to me. Luckily, they still play it live. I think because it is a fan favorite from Copacetic, and I think it's a song that also means a lot to them. And so I'm lucky enough they do play it live. Even at like Riot Fest last year, 2 years ago, they played it live. And I was like, bitch, get me up there. I was like, I gotta sing this my shiz. Like, this song is just, it just makes me cry, and it makes me just want to dance and jump around, and it's like the embodiment to me of this band. And so I think it will be my #1, maybe forever. I mean, I don't know, you know, they could write something that blows me away and that I really connect to and that could replace that, right? But yeah, Evergreen is my favorite Knuckle Puck song. Well, there you guys go. Those are my top 10 favorite Knuckle Puck songs. Please comment down below. Let me know some of your faves. Let me know, I don't know, your top 5, top 3, top 10 if you want. Like, I would love to know. I can talk about this band and their discography all day. Also, I realized like I didn't add anything on here from their newest album. Doesn't mean I don't like it. You guys know I really enjoyed 2020. I really enjoy their new EPs. I like the direction they're going. But for top 10, guys, this was really hard, and I knew it was definitely going to be mainly older stuff. And also, yes, No Good wasn't on here. And yes, I love that song, but I think they have better songs. I know, don't kill me. And if that's your favorite, like, no hate, I love it. Like, it's a bop, and they still play it. It's a jam. It's the fan fave song, and I love it. But yeah, these are just my top 10, and I would really love to hear yours. But I'd really like to keep doing these kinds of videos for other ones of my favorite bands. If you have any, requests, let me know in the comments. And also give this video a big thumbs up if you guys liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!